So this evening should mark the rebound of the market after crashing all weekend. So in today's video we're going to be talking about what sort of cards to go and invest in and everything that's been released in the last 24 hours. But before we do go and start that, if you guys are interested, I do offer a daily subscriber trading guide over on my Twitch. To go and get that, all you got to do is go and click on the top link in the description and subscribe over on Twitch. Now you can subscribe for free with Amazon Prime. If not, it is only £5, €5 or $6. In there you will get yourself daily updated trading guides, including a daily updated investing guide, a daily updated silver trading guide, a daily updated shadow trading guide with buy and sell prices for all your help, I guess, with trading. Recent investment has done pretty well. Not much has done that well over the weekend, but we did go and recommend picking up Liberatore's gold cards after market matchups for 3k, as you can see they are right there, and they are up to 4k and favour to go up to about 4.5k down the line. So a nice successful investment even when the market has been crashing. But on the topic of the market crashing, we do believe that it is due a rebound basically in the next 24 hours. So yeah, it'll be nice for you guys who are absolutely bricking yourself about, if I go and buy something, is it just going to go and crash? And the answer is no, it shouldn't really go and crash any longer. So the main thing that is going to go and impact if the market is going to go and crash, or how long it's going to go and crash today, is going to be today's icon pack. Now, traditionally, we do see the market being the cheapest on a Sunday, and the reason for that is because we've got people selling off their weekly teams, and we've also got people doing the icon SBC. So it kind of comes down to today's icon SBC on the extent the market is going to crash. But the icon SBC is a bit weird, but luckily I've heard some rumours in these leaking discords. So the icon SBC that has been leaked, if I can go and find it, is the Max 88 base icon upgrade SBC. Well, it was weird that this was added because, well, last week's SBC was the Max base 88 icon SBC. So why have they re-added it to the code if we literally got it last week? They don't have to add it if we're just going to go and get the same thing. And the rumours that I've heard in the leaking discords is that actually this week's Max 88 icon SBC is also going to go and include Centurion icons, which makes sense on why it's been re-added, because now probably what it is all icons that are Max 88 rated that have been released up until this point in the game, which again would now include these. Now it doesn't do anything too crazy. It adds a Crespo, it adds a Campbell, and it adds a Zambarotta. So I'm not quite sure to what extent are we going to go and see the market crash more, because, you know, is there really that much hype around there being 3 new icons? Bear in mind, you know, in a proportion of all the icons that you can go and get, there's going to be a very low chance. So it's quite interesting to, I guess, speculate how much is this going to go and drop the market, because, again, it's barely any different to the last time. And, you know, when stuff was barely any different last time, like, for example, the, the RTTK upgrade we got, the RTK or Rush upgrade we got on the Wednesday, we anticipated a minimum 85 rating, but we just went and got the same thing. Didn't really do anything. Didn't really go and right. In fact, Fodder dropped when traditionally it rose nicely. So the worry is that we anticipate normally the market crashing to a Sunday evening and Monday morning. But if we're just going to go and get what we got 2 weeks ago, is it really going to be enough to go and drop the market? Because the interesting thing is actually when we got the icon SBC last Sunday and then it was repeatable on the Thursday. When it was repeatable on the Thursday, it didn't actually drop the market. The market just rose after it, showing that kind of after the first time people completed this SBC, it wasn't that interesting to them. So the worry is that, is this going to be that interesting to them? Because there's kind of 2 points which the market could be the cheapest. The first point the market could be cheapest is before the icon SBC. In either anticipation or just enough people holding off buying stuff until the icon SBC. The second time is the traditional time for it being the cheapest. The traditional time being the cheapest is late evening on a Sunday, as you can see right here with the Hernandez. We're talking about 10 PM, or early morning on the Monday. We're talking anywhere from about 7 AM. So about 10 PM to 7 AM, what are we in now, GMT time, should be your cheapest time. But you can also see another cheap time right here, which is 6 PM. Now, this was a cheap time because, again, there's a lot of panic selling going into the SBC. So I would say if you see any, it's a bit of a difficult one obviously this week because we saw such big drops over the weekend. But I would say if we are only anticipating a Max 88 and, you know, even if they are going to go and add Centurion cards, I'd say if cards are down about 5-10%, especially expensive cards like the Hernandez, I think the buy can be easily going into the SBC rather than post SBC. You can see post SBC is 390, pre SBC is 395, so there wasn't really much difference there. We can also see this happen with Team of the Week from last week. We can see before the icon SBC, we can see, I mean, can I go hourly? No, it won't exactly give it to me. But we can see before the SBC on Sunday, sorry. That he was 43, and then we can see after the SBC he was 43, so it wasn't too much difference there. We can look at a card like Heung-min Son. This is kind of why there's more incentive to wait after. We can see before the SBC he was 160. After the SBC he was down 159. But you can see that's why there's the incentive to wait going into the SBC, because Sunday afternoon he was 180. Sunday going into the SBC he was 160, so a nice big drop off there. I think, do we have any other icons? I think we just moved on to looking at some fodder. I mean, I can also probably go and show you some special cards from last week, show you how those reacted. So there's the Sunday, there's going into the SBC. We can see he, this is Informed Verts, went from 180 down there to 165. Wasn't that much more, you know, a few hours after, 170. So we can see that he was cheapest before. Zai Emery, what can we see on the Sunday here? Here we can see before the SBC, he was 232, but even after the SBC we can see he did go down there as low as 230, but not too big of a difference either post or pre the SBC. I will also say, because this week is an icon SBC, there is probably a higher chance of there being more panic selling on the market. The reason there's more of a chance of being panic selling on the market is because the SBC is more expensive, and normally what happens is anything cheaper than the SBC can go and drop when the SBC is released, because people can go and sell those cards to be able to afford to do the SBC. So I'd say anything probably over 300-400k, I'd probably anticipate buying that before the SBC comes out, but maybe stuff 300-400k or below, there's more incentive to wait after, because they're the cards that go and get sold for people to go and do the SBC. So at the moment I am invested in lots of fodder for this SBC. I've gone on club stocks, which means buy one of every 84 through to 88. I've also gone and bought one of every team of the week, including SBC fodder team of the weeks. I've also filled up my champs list with loads of 86s. There you go, I can show you. There's the informs we've gone and picked up. As you can see, probably put a few, I'd imagine put 1 million coins minimum into fodder, if not maybe a bit more. You can see I've gone and club stocked all the ratings. The idea is I'll go and sell these whenever I want coins to go and buy metas. So if you guys have gone and bought fodder, and if you haven't already bought fodder, you can still go and buy fodder. 84s through to 86s are favourite to be the most optimal. Same with buying discard informs. Maybe not so optimal, but other investments you can go with is informs all the way up to 89 rated, which are fodder, and gold cards all the way up to 88. So yeah, this is what happened with fodder last time we got an icon SBC. The icon SBC last time came out on the 27th. Well, low rated fodder proceeded to rise all the way through to Wednesday. That's 84s. 85s also proceeded to rise all the way through to Tuesday. We can look at 86s, and 86s proceeded to rise all the way through to Tuesday. 87s proceeded to rise all the way through to Tuesday, and 88s also proceeded to rise all the way through to Tuesday. Now, sadly, there's no guarantee that this is actually going to happen this week. And the reason there's no guarantee this is going to happen this week is if you guys can cast your memory back to 2 weeks ago, we were still getting hero SBCs on a Wednesday. Because we're still getting the hero SBCs on the Wednesday, there might have been quite a lot of anticipation around the icon SBC and hero SBC combo banging fodder. Well, then remember, we didn't go and get the hero SBC on the Wednesday, which is potentially why we saw the drop right there. So there's an outside shout that actually fodder might be the sell tonight, especially if you want to go and sell fodder and buy metas. Because metas should rebound from this evening, what you can do is you can catch your fodder probably a few hours after the SBC comes out, then also catch metas dropping. So you sell your fodder there as it's rising, and then you buy the metas as they're dropping. And the idea is you get the at least short-term high of the fodder and lower the metas. That is one argument. Or again, you can go and gamble and hold on to these cards till Tuesday, maybe hoping that the elite O'Hara or the elite Inaki Williams will go and rise them. But yeah, it was the same with Team of the Weeks. These were that Team of the Week fodder. We can see this is when the Icon SBC came out for an 87 inform. They kind of at least short-term peaked on the Tuesday. And then we can look at the discard informs. Again, the SBC came out here. They didn't really rise too significantly, but they did go and peak on the Wednesday. So informs, again, Tuesday, Wednesday. Especially the discard informs, more incentive to hold to the Wednesday. So a little recap on fodder just there. 84s, 5s, and discard informs. I'd say more incentive to hold to Wednesday. The rest of it, you probably either want to go and sell on Sunday or go and sell on Tuesday. So we talked a lot about buying meta team of the weeks. Meta investments this evening. Well, what sort of metas am I going to be looking at buying? The first thing is going to be the current team of the weeks. The current team of the weeks I'm going to look at buying is going to be Gokarez, Diani, and Kirkers. Now, these guys normally have their cheapest on a Saturday afternoon. You can see right there, 64 is actually up at the moment. But this week I was gambling that they might drop till Sunday, just because, of course, the current Ballon d'Or cards and the icons. So it'd be interesting if they do go back down. But yeah, we do like the likes of Gyökeres and Diani as an investment. I wonder what Diani's done from yesterday. Diani got down to 120, really rebounded 140. There's a chance we've missed these off of gambling on different trends because of the Ballon d'Or and the icon SBC. But it doesn't matter. You can just go and buy other stuff. Likewise with Gyökeres, we do also think that he's a good buy. So your first angle is buying the meta team of the week. Your second angle is going to be to go and buy outer pack special cards, especially outer pack special cards that have done well in 1 or 2 times. Outer pack special cards who did well with rewards last Thursday, or outer pack special cards that have rebounded well from Sunday. I will actually have a video on on the tutorial channel, second link in the description, about how do I decide who I'm going to go and invest in for weekend league investments. It will be called How to Invest in FC25. So if you guys are interested in that, tutorial channel, second link in the description, where I go in a little bit more detail about how do I read graphs to decide who I'm going to go and buy on a Thursday. That was demanded by my Twitch chat. If you guys do have any tutorials or anything you never really understand who you want me to go in more detail, do make sure to go and join my stream. I do have like a spreadsheet of all the tutorial videos I'm to make, so if there are any tutorial videos you'd like me to make, best way of getting in touch with me is over on Twitch. I do stream about 8-9 hours every single day from around about 9 AM all the way through to 6:30 GMT, so do make sure to join there, and I'm more than happy to take your recommendations. Well, Verts is a nice investment because if we go and look how he did on the Thursday, on the Wednesday this card was around about 188, and on the Thursday, I'll be honest with you, it was actually quite underperforming. I mean, I guess he had a good rise Monday to Thursday, but yeah, it wasn't too amazing. If we go and look at Wednesday, it was about 180. We look on the Thursday, he did get as high as 180 to 200. It's okay. Well, the more impressive rise for him is that if we go and look what he was going for on the Friday, we can see he got panic sold down there to 110. Well, if we then went and see what he rebounded to 146. So because he went from 110 to 146, for me that shows that he's a very high, even when there's panic selling, he's a high-end demand card that can rebound, which means he should be a card that rebounds nicely through the week. Another card like this is Emery. Again, we can go and see what he did on the Wednesday. On the Wednesday, he was about 240, and he got himself up to around about 270. So you can see last time when people got coins, aka Div Rivals, he rebounded well. And then his rebound since the Friday, he did 204, and he rebounded there to 236. So again, we can see he's a high-end demand card, rebounding with Div Rivals, rebounding once he crashes. The one thing you guys have to be aware of though, if you are buying cards that either rebound on Div Rivals or rebound on Friday, is there a change in demand between last Div Rivals and now? So for example, maybe the problem with Emery is maybe now that a Sebastian Veron SBC has come out, is there as much demand for Emery? Is he going to rebound as well with Div Rivals? Well, I mean, we'll go into this in a second, but I don't think this Veron's too demanded, and because I don't think it's too Veron demanded, I don't think it's a variable you really have to worry about. If they drop this card at 200k, it drops all icon centimeters, it drops all out pack special centimeters, maybe it's something to do, but again, we'll be looking at that in a second, but he didn't really do anything to the market. Again, so you got to be a little bit aware of right backs. I wouldn't worry too much about Hara. Maybe something I would worry a little bit more about would be the Inaki Williams. Maybe this decreases the incentive to buy strikers. Maybe it decreases the incentive to buy right mids and right wings. So the second thing we were talking about there was buying out of pack special cards. The third things that I quite like as an investment is buying the meta cards that are out of packs for the current promo team. So for example, Rafael Leao and Hyun Min Sun. Could go and buy Hansen, but she's a little bit over the budget of stuff that really does well. But yeah, gold Rafael Leao and gold Son are favoured to be really nice investments. Obviously, we can see that these guys have great rebounds. He rebounded last Monday to the 300k to 350. We can see on Thursday in the pre-hype of him going out packs, he did 380 to 390. So he's been going up and down like 30k left, right, and centre. But yeah, so this guy should have a nice rebound through the week. And of course, he's out of packs, which traditionally does very nice. And same thing with Son. Son, again, out of packs, should do pretty nicely. I think he's had some nice rebounds. Sunday to Tuesday last week, he didn't do very well, actually. Only did about 12, 13k. And then the hype of him going out of packs, he went from 165 only up to 170. Again, not amazing. Do we have good rebounds on the Friday, maybe? Went down to 91 and then rebounded to 107, so not too bad right there. But that is another angle. Now, a lot of people have asked me this week on stream, Dan, when should I go and buy the Dynasty players? When should I go and buy the Century Icons? When should I go and buy the Century base cards? The problem with these as an investment is the promo equivalent last year, which was Centurions, did abysmally. Sorry, these are called Centurions, but they're kind of a little bit like Dynasty. They got the kind of card design of Dynasty. But yeah, the time of the year equivalent and the kind of the upgrade equivalent is the same as Centurions. So how did Centurions do out of packs? Well, the problem is these cards dropped till Black Friday. So we can show you right here, Rooney. Rooney went out of pack this Friday, and you can see, didn't rise out of packs, and he dropped all the way through to this Friday right here, Friday the 24th, which was last year Black Friday. Now the problem is because we've gone forward 2 days, blah, Black Friday actually now isn't until the 30th, meaning the market is basically going to go and drop for 3 weeks. The market's not going to be progressive for 3 weeks, unless someone is a link investment. You'll have... So what do I mean by this? Because I guess it kind of contradicts the, Dan, you're telling me to buy stuff, but you're saying the market isn't progressive. So what this basically means is we're going to have week 1 here. So this is the week we're in right now. Then we're going to have week 1. Then we're going to have week 2. And we're going to have week 3. Lovely, you can see all this. So week 3, this is Black Friday. And this is now. Right? Beautiful. So what do I mean by the market's going to be regressive, but you can still invest? Well, this is basically what happens with the market, right? It goes up and then down, up and then down, up and then down, up and then down, up and then... And it's less on Black Friday, and then boom, up. So what I mean by this is, in theory, this is your Sunday, and this is your Thursday. This is your Sunday, this is your Thursday. Yeah, all right, I haven't done this to scale, but you get what I mean, right? These are your Sundays, and these are your Thursdays. So when I say that you can go and buy something on the Sunday and go and sell it on the Thursday, but the market's going down, it doesn't mean that the market's doing this and I'm recommending you to buy here and recommending you to sell here. What I'm recommending is that even though the market is favoured to be lower each week going into Black Friday, there is still a big enough increase. You know, these increases can be easy like 20-30%. Even though they're going down like 40% on the weekend, they can rebound 20%. And that 20% is decent profit. So this is what I mean by buying stuff today, selling it on Thursday, even though next week it should be even cheaper. Well, the problem with the promo cards is they just don't really have a rise out of packs. You can see right here, again, every week there just isn't a significant rise. And, you know, some of the drops are worse for other players. So again, Rashford, he goes out of packs here, just doesn't really have a rise. He plateaus maybe, but you can see he drops all the way here through to Black Friday. And even with Black Friday, this guy doesn't rebound. So again, we can move to the next one. Pedri, again, doesn't rise out of packs. There's no rises on these cards here. They're just either plateauing or regressive. Tamori, again, just nothing but drops really till Black Friday. Then Black Friday starts rebounding. What about the icons? Well, at minimum, these cards were a buy 1 week out of packs. They went out of packs on the 3rd. They're the buy on the 10th, but they didn't really rebound that much. He did 1, 2, 3 up to 1, 4, 5, which isn't bad, but you know it's probably standard rate for an out of pack special, really. But again, he was even cheaper the following week, down to 113. And that was kind of across the board. Expensive icons, cheap icons, expensive base cards, cheap base cards. So I don't really back there being a rise. I mean, we might see a rise, just like we saw here, Monday to Wednesday, maybe on the promo cards, but I think out of pack special cards, you get the same rise, but you don't have the added risk of them being in packs, affected by promos, affected by, you know, tradable generic SBCs and so on and so on. So, yeah, the problem with current promo cards, I just don't really back them. I think they can drop for weeks upon weeks. And that kind of wraps it up regarding what I think happened to the market. So the investment's going to be out of pack specials that either rose from the Thursday or had a nice rebound on that Friday. We're going to go and sell them, I'd say Friday midday. I'd say you can get, I think you'll get more by, because people have obviously sold a lot of players this weekend, I think normally the sell times are Thursday evening, Friday midday. I'd gamble Friday midday because I'd say there'll be a lot more people buying their teams back this weekend than maybe a normal weekend. And as a result, I think we'll see Friday midday being the highest. Now let's go and talk a little bit about the Evo. Yes, they got themselves a really, really nice Evo. Some big old upgrades. It basically gave everyone like 90 odd pace of 86 and 87 shooting. And then I don't think the dribbling was too high across the board. And again, there are a few cards in it that fit playstyle pluses. Not giving 2 playstyle pluses, but I definitely think it's given some nice cards. So we start off here with Julian Alvarez, and we're going to get the nice card on Alvarez. There you go, really, really nice. 90, 87, 85. Obviously keeps his playstyle plus. Only 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. No 5-star skillers in this Evo, which I guess kind of sucks. But yeah, creating some really nice strikers. We can see right there what it did to Alvarez's card. Well, it rose Alvarez from 3k all the way up there to 9.2, and well, he's extinct now. Gabriel Jesus, even without this Ultimate Evolution thingy, still ends up with a really, really nice card. I think I'll be able to probably find it. There you go. There's the base card if I'm not wrong. No, it isn't. There's the base card if I'm not wrong. There we go. Still ends up with a nice card, 90, 86, and 88. I think he's got a double 4-star. Nah, 4-star, 3-star. So not bad. I mean, you know, if you play a lot of FIFA, it's probably subpar, I'd imagine, on your teams. But a 90, 86, and 88, no one can really ever complain about it being too hard to catch up with the curve, with EA giving free cards like that. That rose Gabriel from 900 to 2k. We did recommend buying him at 900 coins last night. Another card that looks very OP is Duran. I think he's the only card with Power Shot Plus in this. Ends up with a 90, 87, 84, 88. Doesn't receive much of an upgrade though. Just +2 pace. He gets +1 dribbling and +1 physicality. But obviously this card's very in demand and yeah, it did very well. Problem with this card is it went to 35k instantly, which meant there wasn't really an investing opportunity. Although we did recommend, I did recommend my viewers buying him, or subs buying him at 29 last night. And he is favourite to rise through to Thursday. There was another one at Lookman. Lookman was another buy. Recommended people buying him last night at 19k. We always recommend people buying Evo cards at 8 PM. It's always the buy. So yeah, recommended at 19. He did actually go down to 18. Well, he's rebounded since up to 22. So a nice repeat there. What did that do for forwards? Nothing too crazy. Chiesa before the Evo, 15.5, and went back down there to 14. And yeah, I checked a few other cards. Now, on the topic of Evo's price ranges, if you've got any of these Evo cards that are extinct, don't gamble on price ranges. EA this year has actively avoided increasing price ranges of extinct Evo cards. For example, here is Olise. Now, Olise was extinct for, what are you saying? He was extinct for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me just grab this. He was extinct from the 28th all the way there to the 6th. So it probably would have been more like 8 days. And EA ignored to increase his price. No, even longer. He was literally extinct for, yeah, like 9, 10 days. 10, 11 days. And then they refused to increase his price range. EA increased price ranges on Mondays and Thursdays. There are plenty of opportunities for them to increase his price range. They just ignored them. So any of these guys that you do want to buy, don't gamble on price range increases. Just take whatever they're going for and run. One thing as well, don't sell these cards at max price. If you sell these cards at max price, you are running the risk of getting banned. I only will ever sell cards a few hundred coins to max price. So, for example, Norwegian managers, I recommended them before Hansen. People got Hansen and Haaland as their Ballon d'Or players. I said buy them at 400 coins. They went 400 coins all the way up to 5.5k. I didn't sell anything above 4.8k because you got to play it safe. Otherwise, EA bans you for stuff like that. It's stupid, but you got to play the game. Cards like Rashford as well went from 5k down there to 3.8, have rebounded 4.1k since, and that runs up the Evo. Now we'll talk about the SBC Veron, first icon SBC of the year. Not too demanded, to put it politely. I mean, if you compare him to Gerrard, it's not bad value, but the problem with Gerrard is he's got power shot and he's kind of in the meta set that the pros use. So yeah. But yeah, not amazing. Interesting enough, I'm pretty sure he dropped Gerrard. If we have a little look at yesterday, before he came out, Gerrard was about 550, now it's 490. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, it didn't do anything for Fodder. Fodder's cheaper now than it was before it came out. We weren't too sure how demanded he'd be because obviously he doesn't have the worst card in the world. It's the first icon SBC. But I think the problem is we've been spoiled for choice for centre mid SBCs. Obviously we've had, come on Dan, get with it. We had like Thuram going on, and I'm sure we've had other players who I can't think of off the top of my head. But yeah, we've had a lot of SBCs or even a lot of Evo for centre mids. Because we've had a lot of Evos for centre mids and SBCs for centre mids, then of course we had Horan the other day. Then there wasn't as much demand. I mean, we had Musiala. What else have we had? Maybe of course we had that Sissoko. So obviously, people have kind of got their centre mids in. So to go and pay 400k for a centre mid is a bit crazy. What are you going to do? He dropped a few of the icons. Again, we showed you Gerrard a second ago. Pirlo was 360 before he came out. Now he's down to 330. Schweinsteiger was 350. He's down to 325. And what's it called? Gattuso is 115 down to 108. These cards would traditionally be dropped until Sunday, so there's actually no guarantee that Veron's even dropping them, and I don't madly back Veron being that demanded. Other SBCs who are favoured to get later in the week is O'Hara. I don't really back O'Hara being too demanded, but like we were saying earlier, Naki Williams might be something to worry about if you're buying strikers or wingers. You might want to wait till he comes out. The reason for that is because Naki Williams has quite a well-demanded base card in terms of high pace, semi-high shooting on a base gold, not very high dribbling, but he does have the striker and right-wing position utility. On top of that, he is donning a 4-star skills, 4-star weak fit. As a result, if you are happy to gamble on the demand for Naki Williams, just like I was saying how the Norwegian managers did recently because of Hansen getting a Ballon d'Or card, we can consistently see these off-nation managers doing very well when we go and get ourselves an off-nation SBC, and obviously a Nike Williams, Ghanaian, quite an off-nation. So if you do want to go and pick up the Ghanaian managers and gamble on his demand, well then, yeah, they can go up to 5k if demanded. That's not me guaranteeing it. It's, you know, they might release him and he's 400k, and no one does them, and Ghanaian managers go back down to like 500-600 coins. So it's the gamble you got to take. But I think that is going to go and wrap that up. Again, I will have a video on my tutorial channel teaching you guys how I choose who I go and invest in during division rivals. Thank you very much for watching. As I'll be live between 9 all the way through to 6:30 today, so any questions do feel free. I'll probably be doing silver trading today and then icon trading for the rest of the week. I think that's going to be the plan. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.